They'll be calling you a radical. Got good news, bad news, and more bad news. Tonight at 6 o'clock on TMZ, Celebrity Politician, starring the king of celebrity politician, Barack Obama, and the new wannabe, Kamala Harris. First off, I want to say, anybody who fucking doesn't believe the Pacific Ocean is collapsed and dying, just look at this. This is NOAA. This is NOAA. 98% sardine collapse, which now they're saying is 99%. They closed the entire Pacific Ocean. It's been closed for a year and a half to all sardine fish. 99%. Big fish eat little fish. More whales have washed up dead on the coast of California in the last 2 years than the previous 100 years combined. More garfish have washed up on the coast of California than the previous 100 years combined, probably millenniums combined. Once in a lifetime, they say, 14. It's a collapse. The salmon numbers down 90% over the Bonneville. It should be over 1 million. They keep dropping the number, dropping the number. Oh, it's those Natives' fault. Call that, you know, they are shooting. They are shooting as we speak at the mouths of the Bonneville, at the mouths of these dams. They are shooting with rifles the sea lions. That iconic photograph that Rolling Stone had out of they shot over the top of the sea lions lining up in the mouth of the Columbia. They're starving to death. So Barack Obama, celebrity politician, he's going to Hiroshima. You know, maybe he's freaking got some, you know, it's like a person here that commits crimes and crimes and crimes their whole life and goes to the temple and does temple work every day. You know, he's been to Flip, Michigan. Now he's going there, you know, eating his fake sushi like he did before. What he did, everybody says, what was he supposed to do about it? He did everything. The greatest event in human history, I say, was Fukushima, March 11th, 2011. Now I call that the second greatest event in human history. The greatest event in human history, the cover-up of Fukushima. Fukushima Gate. You're going to be the next King James. You're going to be the next American Idol. Baseball players signing $200 million contracts. $250 million contracts. $20 million, $30 billion. You're going to, oh, get your shoes. Stephen Curry. I'm a billionaire. The new wannabe. So you see any of those guys standing up for their people? Not a fucking one of them. I know Damien. He went to school here. It's fucking unreal. Nobody fucking does it. Run down the NFL field with fucking hair extensions from executed Chinese fucking prisoners at fucking Puppy Killer Lucas fucking Oil Stadium. Look it up. You know, the bill that went through Missouri so they would have to quit fucking killing puppies. Look it up. You know, you got a keyboard. I'm not going to do everything for you. So I've never once said the Pacific Ocean was dead. Never. Never once. I've never said she was going to go. I've said the opposite of that. I've said from day one, she's going to fight back. You're no match for her. I've called it the Great Pacific Genocide. If you think the Germans invented genocide, you know nothing about the American West. My men are Paul Stegner. We're there. They genocide the Native Americans, slaughtered them. Are there still Native Americans? Yeah. Look what they did to that country. I mean, seriously, you go back and just look up the paintings that you know, the explorers had artists with them and they painted, you know. They had sketchbooks and they drew and they painted. Look at it. Look at it. Look at their culture. Oh, Russell Means again. You Europeans come over here with your Christianity, teaching us how to get to heaven. Always looking for heaven. Before you got here, we had heaven. We had no locks. We had no jails. We had no disease. Anybody that doesn't believe the ocean's in collapse, the emperor has no fucking clothes. The salmon are down 90%. Salmon go to sea for 40 to 50 or 4 to 5 years. Now remember, they dump billions into the comeback of the salmon fishing. You go back 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, they were leading up and the capitulation was supposed to be 2015, 2016. They were estimating over the Bonneville upwards of 2 million. They come in less than 100,000. Then let's talk about the weight. Half weight, the pink nourishment in the flesh. Oh, can't understand that. Let's see, what makes them pink? The krill, the shrimp, the plankton. What do whales eat? Oh, radiation can't kill a whale. No, fuck it killed their food. They starved to death. Fucking starving to death mama sea lions by the hundreds of thousands. They took, the rescue missions they tag them. My friend Joe, who works with NOAA, which isn't it ironic, NOAA, I bet it's paid, it always ends up being volunteers that has to really do their fucking work, because it's serfdom rats. He says they've been out searching. Now this is how sick they are. They want NOAA to allow them to put 2 tags on. Orange tags, so they'll be able to identify. Oh no, you can only put 1. It's just like a scale on the worst nuclear accident. The worst is a 7. Think about that. Think about that. Oh, it was only 7? Everybody knows 1 to 10. I mean, it's just total malice. The whole freaking industry. Obama, that stupid puppet that he is. Celebrity freaking wannabe politician. Think about it. So, he, as the commander-in-chief, I have all the emails. I have the transcript from the Situation Room. I've reported this from day one. Now we have WikiLeaks is leaking out the Hillary emails. Here, Grover, go get the shiny ball. Go get the shiny stick. Who writes the narrative for Fox News? May Brussels, 1980. It's over, kids. The Bush freaking CIA crime family has occupied the White House. If the czars had network television, they would still be in power. Well, the czars have network television. They're back in power. Ask Putin. So, here they go. So, at San Onofre, Kamala Harris is the Attorney General. We've gone after him, hammering away, so she agrees to open up the case. She starts to see, you know, thank you to Mike and Gary for all his beautiful work. He's so good. So, that native San Diegan. So, they dig in, they dig in, they dig in. She's like, oh my God, look at this. She issues warrants. Not the feds won't do it. Oh, fuck no. The feds are fucking Brock, fucking Nuclear, Flint, Michigan, fucking Porter Ranch, fucking, you know, BP still off fucking public beaches, fucking puppet, fucking Fukushima. So she raids the house. She's building a case. Her own words, she says. We got a treasure trove. We got much more than we were bargained for. Handwritten notes in Warsaw, Poland, the collusion between Cherry and PV. And you can look it up. PV told our group, you know, some of the activists in one of the public hearings, this is your California public commission, public servant, celebrity fucking public servant, celebrity public servant, celebrity public. You do everything we say, we're going to make you a new superstar. We'll make you a American Idol. He told you to fuck off right in a public hearing. He says, I didn't got to do shit. Well, he was right. So she's obviously building a case. And she gets more than she bargained for. $3.3 billion cut in Warsaw, Poland with Cherry. They're not even supposed to talk to each other. Total collusion. So she let the deadline pass last week. No charges. Why did she even bother? Because she's running for the Senate now. She knows better because the DNC's all the nuclear cartel. New celebrity freaking politician, Kamala Harris. It's outrageous. So we've got them backdoored, it looks like. They've reopened the case. It's a big deal. It's a big story. I'm so excited. Gary was quoted in the article saying, what a big deal this is. It is a big deal. Know this. Obama, they sent in 32 ships to entomb Fukushima. The Navy Admiral says we want all military personnel evacuated. We want all civilian Americans evacuated. For that matter, maybe the whole island. Their mitigation ships, they have mitigation ships. The Navy has nuclear mitigation ships. Look, I mean, how many nuclear subs they got? They were sent in to entomb. I mean, it was just the logical thing to send in. Only one person has the power. Only one person on Earth. The commander-in-chief. Now, he was just a dumb puppet. Who's John Holdren? John Holdren head of the science and technology team, Berkeley, all roads fucking, all evilness leads to the Bay Area of California, Berkeley, Stanford. Genocide, genocide, GEnocide. So, he says stand down. Simply to protect the nuclear industry. They knew if they entombed it, it was fucking over. I mean, the nuclear industry's fucking over. We got to cover this up, cover it. I was in front of the fucking White House. I led the Million Mass March, fucking march. Gave the first inaugural speech on March 13th. Or March, excuse me. November 5th, 2013. Staying at Karen Lenny Lamb's house. Bobby One, the great blogger. They're like, look at this, Kevin. TEPCO has been called to D.C. Ernest Moxley fueled the new Department of Energy. Gina McCarthy crashes RedNet. She's the new celebrity freaking politician. She did the good rig. You do what you tell you. We do what you tell you, and we'll raise you up. Now she's head of the EPA, as we thought the confirmation hearings would expose her for magically crash RadNet. RadNet just crashes magically. Raise the limits on you. Freaking 16,000 times. That's what they did. They're hammering you. Fukushima. Anybody that doesn't believe it's killing the fucking ocean. I don't think it's going to kill it all the way. I hope not. You know, I mean, if I didn't believe that there's hope, I wouldn't do this. You know, if I didn't believe there's hope, I would have gave up on my cancer fight a long fucking time ago. I have to stand the fight. You know, I got AML leukemia fucking 7 months after I have, give it 2 months to live. You know, my place, my time, the fucking fight. So, I go to D.C., we're standing right there. Here come the TEPCO executives right in there, and it's Marxist fuels in Fukushima. They're retooling the cover-up. Fucking Hillary's emails come out right and say on the 4th, April 4th, Hillary doesn't. People say, oh, she didn't write it. Of course she doesn't write it. She's Secretary of State. She doesn't wipe her own ass. Hama writes most of her stuff. Who's she married to? Wiener Boy, Wiener Boy. Yeah, they're real feminists. Ask Jennifer Flowers. Ask Monica Lewinsky. Ask Paula Jones. Yeah, she's married to Wiener Boy. There's a real feminist. You know, puts up with that. I quit. I went to rehab. I won't do it again, honey. Oop, you did it again. Why would you stay married? Wow. I mean, what a setback to any woman. So, we're standing there. Here they come in. Retooled the cover-up. That's all this has been. Instead of covering it up by entombing it, which the Navy wanted to do it, which could have been done. Can it be done now? I don't think so. It's going to kill the Pacific Ocean all the way? I hope the fuck not. I call it the Great Pacific Jam, but it's going to alter our path, our place, this earth. Just like the fucking genocide of the natives. Forever. Forever. You know, and if you don't believe the ocean's fucking dying, 99% collapse in the fucking sardines, 90% collapse in the salmon, more dead whales washed up in fucking I mean, you're a fucking fool. Fucking tide pools, yeah, you might find a few tide pools here and there with a little bit in it, but they're not of color. You don't see the reds and the purples. I mean, Avalon, the fucking pier, you usually see them all over. I mean, I've walked the whole fucking thing. I've walked from San Diego to fucking Pismo. I mean, we literally walked it. All of it. I've looked at every fucking hundreds of thousands of tide pools. Yeah, once in a while I'll see a crab. Once in a while I'll see shells, but fuck, the barnacles are gone. You know, the fucking starfish, remember that? Oh, it's fucking whirling disease. That's how I mean, I was the first one to report. Me and John Kirk from up there on his paddleboard business in BK. You could see the plume coming across. It's Fukushima. The heat source off Fukushima. They've been dumping it into the Pacific Ocean. Now, I want to like to say this. Indian Point, Turkey Point, Hanford, Chernobyl, Iraq, they're all fucking giant horrible. Santa Susana. You know, the Bay Area, Marin County, fucking all these horrible, horrible fucking events. Fukushima is all those combined times a billion. It's the greatest event in human history. The cover-up of Fukushima. The second greatest event in human history. The meltdowns of Fukushima. It took me so long just to, to try. It took me a year and a half to even convince anybody that it was fucking one meltdown. I was the only one reporting it. Her email says we have to go after social media figures that are reporting this fucking properly. I wonder who that was. I wonder, as I did that iconic video, they chopped down the fucking views. They chopped down the views. Over 100,000. It had 100,000 views in the first 8 hours. It was being pushed everywhere. Next day I get up there, it's got fucking, 11,000. Still only has 14,000. It's amazing. this fucking corrupt machine. The celebrity politician tonight at fucking 6 on TMZ. Barack Obama, young man to be just like Bill Clinton. How did the Clintons parlay $2 billion empire from public service by doing what their puppets, well, their owners? I mean, really, who is Zuckerberg? I mean, come on. Who is Sheila, the CEO? Come on. He died. What? Trotsky to the head in Mexico? Goldberg? And they come right out and say, they come right out. 4 Seasons in Mexico comes right out and says, not only did he not die here, we have the best surveillance in the world. He was never on this problem. It's amazing how easily this country can be had. So, stay tuned. Come out of the mouth, fucks.